Hey, my name is Smart. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner, and any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be an update for my Project Level Up Lite. This is a very late update. I've been busy, like I am every month. I'm sure you're so sick and tired of hearing that excuse from me. But you know what? I almost just completely skipped this update, so at least I did that. But if you don't know, I don't know why I said that. I'm 100% sure you know. This project, well, the original Project Level Up was created by Sophie from Sophie Alexandra Hearts. She'll of course be linked in the description box. And yeah, you know this project. And the Lite version, which was inspired by Ruth, I think she was the first one to do this. Instead of hitting pan, you just use shades 10 times, and that was the only way that I was gonna do this project this year, because the only way I could do the project last year, like the original Level Up, was because I was panning all of my e.l.f. palettes. And those are very shallow pans, very easy to hit pan on. Everything else in my entire collection is a difficult palette, so I just decided to do the Lite version this year. And I'm again only picking from one brand, and I decided to do Dose of Colors this year because it's my favorite eyeshadow brand. It's kind of just my favorite brand in general. The other difference is I am actually randomizing this year instead of hand selecting like last year. So it's been interesting seeing like which color stories I've been getting. I feel like I got a bunch of warm tones in the winter, and then now I have a very cool tone palette. In fact, it's literally called Pretty Cool. This is my level 5 eyeshadow palette, and it's quite literally 5 different cool toned brown mattes. I'm trying to hold it so that there's no glare, but it's very difficult because this packaging is very shiny. But this is what it's looking like. Of course, because this is level 5 and this is only a 5-pan palette, that means I have to use every shade in this palette 10 times. Did I meet that goal? Of course not. Of course I did not meet that goal. In fact, I've only used this palette, no pan left behind. I've only used each shade once, which is why I even ended up filming this update, because I was like, well, at least I used every shade, but that's like barely anything considering I have 9 uses on every single shade left. But let's just talk about, I don't know, my very few thoughts so far. Also, I'm filming this in my bedroom because my B-room / office looks different right now. And I have white sheets on my bed, and I literally just blew all the fallout onto my sheets. Like, why do I always do this to myself? But anyway, here are the swatches of the palette. I figured it would be easier than just holding it up this entire time. But the shades are called, if I'm reading these in the correct order, Taupless, Let's Chill, sorry, the writing is very small, Sign Off, Fine Print, and this last one is Smoke Show. On my eyes right now, I'm wearing Fine Print, no, Let's Chill, and then this is Fine Print on my outer corner. I'm wearing those right now under some other eyeshadows. I've been having a lot of fun using my single eyeshadows lately. I've just been very inspired by Alyssa. She's always doing projects with her single shadows, or like making palettes with her single shadows, and I kind of just was missing using them because I hadn't really used them all year. So that's what I've been doing like the past 3 or 4 days now. So I'm wearing these 2 eyeshadows on my eyes, and then I have the Danessa Myricks, like, I don't even know what they're called, I'll put it on screen, in the shade I think Pixie Dust, and it was like very like flaky. It didn't really spread very well, so it looked like it had no base. So on top of it, I put the Urban Decay eyeshadow in. Now I also cannot remember what that one is called, so I'll put that one on the screen as well. But I like it. I've been having just a lot of fun using my single eyeshadows, but this light is really making it look like I did not blend the mattes, so I'm gonna back away from the camera a little bit. And I think a few days ago now, I wore just these other 3, so this one, the middle one, and the last one. And then I think I put like a shadow from my Milk Cosmetics palette, like the silver glitter shade on top, and that one was so pretty as well. So I have used every shade in here once, and even though I've only used everything once, the palette does look pretty worn, but that's because this is one of my most used palettes in my entire collection. And I mean that as far as like palettes outside of projects, because of course I've used like my Sigma Ambiance a bunch, but as far as like not being in a project, definitely this palette, my Melt Cosmetics Mary Jane, and then my Sephora Blues Beauty. Like even when that was not in a project, I was still using it, which is actually interesting because all three of those palettes that I just mentioned, that are like my top 3 most used outside of projects, they're all very cool tone palettes, and I have very warm tones. So I don't know, maybe that says something about my preferences, but yeah, I've just been enjoying using this the 2 times that I used it. But again, I love this palette, I love the formula, and I just love how the shades look on me. I'm enjoying my time with this palette, but it'll probably be a while until I roll this out and go back to level 1. I have to go back to level 1 because all but one of the palettes that are still left to be randomized are 5-pan palettes, so I cannot do a 5-pan palette for level 6, of course. So yeah, it'll probably be a while until I go, that I'm just still holding this tissue I used to wipe my hands. It'll be a while until I go back to level 1 because I have been just very behind on literally all of my eyeshadow projects. Actually all of my projects in general, except for my 54321 I am struggling with and I am behind on. So just don't expect much from me next update, which who knows when that will be. I feel like I'm being very much a downer, but I'm just being a realist here. I'm not sure if I'm just going to like pan those 2 looks that I did like my first round using this palette, like the 3 and then these 2. Yeah, I guess we'll just see. But that's all I have for this update. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video. I hope you have a great day. Bye.